Where, 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 where. Uh-huh, uh-huh. What were you saying? What were you saying? There you go. Allah, Allah, Allah. What were you saying?
They call me pick me, like it's some disease. 'Cause I still believe a good man brings me peace. They laugh at commitment, they chase the next thrill. They call me pick me, like it's some disease. 'Cause I still believe a good man brings me peace. They laugh at commitment, they chase the next thrill. Looking for forever, not temporary feels. If I'm a pick me, then you're a skip me. If I'm chasing attention, you're avoiding accountability. If I'm doing too much, you're doing too little. If I'm trying to be chosen, you're giving him every reason not to choose you. I don't have to compete, I don't have to pretend. The woman I prayed a good man would find. I know what I carry, I know what I bring. Peace looks beautiful when it's built on commitment. I don't go compete, I prepare, I don't perform, I become. I'm a lucky woman, I can smile and wait. What's meant for me will never come too late. He opened the door, I walked in with grace. He saw my heart before he saw my face. He chooses who enters his world, I choose the love I give in return. Two grown hearts choosing one another.
Hey!
If I'm the option, you're the warning label. If I'm audition, you got cut before the table. If I'm looking for a chance, you're getting passed over. Funny how confidence gets mistaken for being desperate. I don't chase men who are running away. Kings don't run away from their queens. Love shouldn't have to beg someone to stay. When the right man knows exactly what he's found, a woman doesn't have to scream above the crowd. Lucky woman, never loud, never thirsty, never bitter, just ready, just ready. Mama told me, baby, don't fear rejection. Wrong roads still lead to protection. The wrong man will block the right blessing.
Yes!
So every goodbye made room for hello. Every closed door protected my peace. Every lesson prepared me for this. I'm a lucky woman, eyes wide open now. He holds the keys and that good man's the prize. Not begging for attention, I bring value, stand proud. When a real man chooses me, there's heaven in the clouds. Lucky woman, yeah, I understand the dance. He's the gatekeeper, but he's also the chance. I honor his words, no more thirsty romance. Real love only happens when we both advance. I didn't chase the spotlight, I invested in my soul. Peace became my currency, purpose made me whole. I prayed for men of honor, discipline and grace. Then I became the woman worthy of embracing that place.
There you go.
If I'm the trailer, you're the buffering screen. If I'm the appetizer, you're the unpaid bill in between. If I'm getting picked, you're getting skipped. That's not bitterness, that's just life. You can collect attention, I'll collect the peace. You can chase the moment, I'll build legacy. I'm a lucky woman, standing on my own. Never build my worth around a borrowed throne. A good man is the prize, I've never been confused. So I built myself into the woman worthy of being chosen by him. Not because I'm less, not because I hide, but because lasting love walks with honor on both sides.
Here is a singer. When you be hiding your body count, I'll be counting anniversaries.
I nurture the vision. He leads with purpose. I multiply the mission. He is the prize I prayed for. I am the blessing I prepared to become. Together we don't compete. Together we become one. While you're hiding your body count, I'll be counting anniversaries. While you're chasing attention, I'll be building tradition. One good man, one good woman, one lifetime. That's my definition. He found a woman worth protecting. I found a man worth respecting. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's not settling, that's strategy. That's not pick me, that's a lucky woman.
You can call me whatever you want.
If I'm a pick me, then you're a skip me. You can laugh, you can judge, you can misunderstand. Call me whatever you like. Just know we are not the same.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to this side of heaven. How careful. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. My channel members, there's a gentleman here by Gina Muntu 111. He has been a member for over 1 year. That is some dedication. This channel started on Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May of last year, 05/05/2025. And this guy has been with us for a whole solid year. That's why his badge, it's a burnt orange. These are the real owners of this content. These are the people I rely on. These are the people rely on this, the growth of this channel. Which is now a good time to tell you, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to what? 30,000? Let's get there sooner than later. These people with the badges here, these people with the green, their names are in green. Those ones, Duke of Kiev, Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah has 2 accounts, I think. That is why the one he is on right now is not showing his badge. But Trevor is a member in one of his other accounts. Trevor Noah is doing great things. I was about to read the messages. But Trevor Noah is doing a great thing. He just shared something very unique to me. Some guy drove up in a customized Mercedes-Benz and gave him a MacBook like the one here in front of me. Those things are upwards of $1,600. $1,600. Shabaya Kamulu. Some guy, probably doesn't even know his name, handed him a MacBook plus other things. And he is showing us in a video, in a short video, him driving away in a very nice customized Mercedes-Benz coupe. 20 years old, 19 years old plus 13 months. Trevor Noah. He has communicated his value so much that people want a share of his energy. People drive there. People get on his phone and text, and they tell him, I am booking a slot at 2:15 p.m. That is my slot. I want to drive by there at 2:15. That is my slot. 20 years old. Communicate value. Why are we here? Good question. Let me concentrate on the members first before I go to Karefu. The only logic zone in the country. Gonga likes. Thank you so much. The likes are very healthy today. The likes are very, very, very healthy today. Thank you so much. If you're new here, like this stream and become a subscriber. The only logic zone in the country, Goga likes as you join the space. Yes, thank you so much. And then he said, yes, I subscribed the second month, I think. Oh yeah, because now we are in July. So 5, 6, 8, 9. So we are 3 months and 1 year. So yes, as soon as the subscriptions were ready, even before I started advertising subscription, this guy had already subscribed. Dame la 5, primo. Dame la 5. Dame la 5, primo. Muchísimas gracias. All right. Yes, you are a shareholder. And then we have Trevor Noah. Welcome to the hello level. Trevor has a golden badge. That means he has been with us more than 6 months. He is teetering towards a whole year. So now the one he has commented on has been a member here for over 6 months. Now he has a golden medal. And then he has the other one. Oh yeah, now he's back with his real account that has a golden label. All I'm asking for you to do is to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. The rest will shape up on the way up as you continue appreciating this content. All right, let's go to the questions. Do we have questions? Dak Taridon is saying no question, but to say thank you. Thank you to you back, Mr. Dak Taridon. Asante sana for being here. Asante sana for being here. Let me see your channel. Dak Taridon. Very nice. Very nice. He has a link to his Instagram. I think I cannot open Instagram. All right. And then we have Karefu 2980. How was your life at 40? They say life begins at 40. When did you begin? Sasa yangu kama ilianza 40 inakuhusu nini? Yako ilianza. George, come on. Be sweet, George. Be nice, George. Be nice. Be nice, George. Take a sip. Drink some water, George. I'll tell you when I was a father for the second time. I knew what I was doing. At 36. 35, 36. Almost 36. A father for the second time. At the first time, I had no idea what I was doing. I don't deserve the benefits that came from being a father very early on. I don't deserve them. I don't. Because I did not know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. But at 35, I was ready. So 40 is 5 years later. Best life. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. When my son is 6, 7, 8. From day one, from the first minute he came out of his mother. Best life. Best life. And I worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. But I enjoyed fatherhood so much. I don't know where your question is going, but my full satisfaction in this life is watching kids grow. These other things, anybody can have those. Nobody can have what I have. That is where my joy rests. We have the best life. The best. I said this the other day. Having this whole brand new human being, and you have the responsibility and the advantage point and opportunity to install anything you want in that hardware as a software. Oh, come on. Come on. Best lives. So when you're in your 40s and you are a little bit mature, you are more self-aware, oftentimes you have more time than you would have in your 20s. Take advantage of those opportunities. I think I can be the best dad to a brand new baby right now than I was with the previous ones. Because in comparison to the past, I know everything. I know everything. I know everything. I understand women. I understand children. I enjoy watching kids grow up. There is no greater benefit that men get in this world than watching kids grow up. A lot of men miss that because of the demands of service to mankind. But those are the best moments. The best. The best. There is nobody who is going to push a kid like you can as a man, as the father to the kid. There is a quote by, what is his first name, the Canadian professor? Peterson? Jordan Peterson. There is a quote, he said that allow kids to do dangerous things carefully. Only a man can do that. Women don't have it in their heart to allow kids to do things dangerously. Last time, I gave you a story of how I let my son drive a V8 on Vika Road when he was 14 years old. With me, my mother, his sister, my sister. 6 of us in the car. At 14. Allow kids to do dangerous things carefully. When he was 17, he drove on the wrong side of the road in Central London, downtown London, as Americans would say. Central London, wrong side of the road. No big deal. We were looking, it was December 24, Christmas Eve, 2 years ago. We were looking to go to St. James Church. St. James Church is over 340 years old. 340 years old. We had rented a Bentley, $340,000 vehicle. We are driving in downtown London, central London, and we are following the GPS. You can hear the GPS telling us to make a U-turn. We are making fun of it the whole time. And then we got on the street that will lead us to St. James, where we can park the car outside. There was this big of a space that you have to jump to park the car off the curb. We don't do that in America. So we do not understand that you can jump a curb to park. So we did not park there. By the time we get to the intersection with, I think it's Davis Street and Piccadilly. Piccadilly is the big road, and I think the other one is Davis Street. So we are coming behind St. James Church. We have bypassed the church. Now we have to come to this intersection, turn right, and circle around. Well, in America, when you make the right turn, you make the right turn. But not in the UK. In the UK, you have to go to the other side because you're driving from the left with the right hand. So we made the right turn, but right here, not on the other side of the street. We made the right turn on the wrong flow of traffic. Lucky enough, on Piccadilly, the lights were off. The lights were off, protecting the vehicles from coming towards us. By the time the lights are turning on, there is only one, those London taxi that is coming towards us. Now we have to turn right again on the wrong side of Piccadilly. Lucky enough, the traffic that is coming towards us has been protected by a traffic light. And there is just enough time to squeeze on the wrong side of Piccadilly, a big street, to where there is an opening so that we can be on the right side of the road, because there is a medium dividing the two streets. So we drove on the wrong side, a big chunk, like 50 yards. And then there was an opening, and then we jump on the right side, like nothing happened. If it was a woman, not necessarily his mother, including his mother, that would have been the bad experience, and now we will be looking for a way to go home and hide at the bed. No. I said, now circle back and do it the right way. Not circle back and go back. No. Circle back. Let's go correct that mistake so that we can erase that memory from being the only experience. So we circled back. We went past St. James at Davis. Now we turned right, but on the other side of the medium, 50 yards. We stopped at the light, Piccadilly. We turned right, and then we are on the right side, and then we circled back, and now we found the right parking spot right there by jumping the cab, and we parked the Bentley outside St. James Church. We had the best time. The moment we corrected the mistake, that was the end of the mistake. We had the best of the time. We went to St. James Church, and we had the Christmas carols, December 24, 2024. Christmas carols, best experience, 340-year-old plus church. That. Allow kids to do dangerous things dangerously. That is the joy of, I'm still answering the question about life in 40. We men take forever to grow up. I am still growing up. We men take forever to mature. I am still trying to get there. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I will know when it happens. Lucky for you, probably your father has already matured. That's why you want me to act like your father. But that is unfair to your father, because your father cannot act like me. This is just a special singer. Your father cannot act like me because your father is your father. Why are you asking me to act like your father? If your father has matured, then good on him. Give me time. Give me 100 more years to take my own path of maturity. You see, that little package, a little twisted insult you put there because you're uncomfortable by the way I live my life so freely, and you're juxtaposing it against the mediocre life of your father under the spell of the prison warden at home, who is also called your mother. You want me to share that misery. Now, back to the real world. That was just a zinger to the nuances. So yes, in your 40s, there is some kind of liberty that, and maturity level that you've been there, done that. There is no catastrophizing life. Nothing is really go haywire. That. All right. Trevor Noah amesema nishatuma za maswali. Aha. Asante sana Trevor Noah. Sasa uliza maswali. Bro, I want to hear that story. Why is this thing still moving? Oh yeah, that is the song that was playing. Lucky woman, if you call me a pick me, then you are a skip me. Brother. Now, That is the answer to the question, how was your life at 40s? They say life begins at 40. You decide when your life begins. Mine began at 28. The day I walked from Wangari Maathai intersection to the bomb blast, broke. That was the last day of the broke days of my life. And that day was the first day of the best days of my life. I decided at 28, I will live the best life. So if yours start at 40, you do, because you want yours to start where other people have said they just start. Now I'm telling you mine started at 28, but you still stuck at 40. I don't know what is the number for 40. But my 40s were beautiful. My 50s are suspiciously great. Sometimes I'm like, kuna mtu atavanga kwa mlango aniitishe tax because I seem to be enjoying life in a more suspicious way. Am I not supposed to be paying for this life? Why has nobody asked me to pay for enjoying life this much? Peace. 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 The most evasive commodity in human life. Peace. I said the other day, freedom is the most expensive thing. Freedom is the most expensive thing. Peace is the most evasive in this life. Peace. They have 220 countries come together to create an army to protect peace. Once you get married as a man, that's the first thing that gets taken away by the prison warden you just married. Peace. Peace is the first thing she takes away from you, even before the sex. Peace is the most evasive product. Freedom, most expensive. Guard your peace. And I'm avoiding to say guard your inner peace because that is some hoo-ha-ha nonsense that the wokeness have created of inner peace. That is nonsense. Peace, bro. Peace. Peace. Never allow anything to mess up with your peace. Never. Bro, the amount of peace I enjoy. Anyway. Sitake jua. A fun tak jua. Learning Ngugi. Not learning Ngugi. Learning Gunu. Learning Gunu. One moment. Where is this money coming from? What is happening here? There's a new series. Well, it's not a series. There are new songs on my Spotify under feminism. They are now just loading on all places where music is played. I'm seeing this one, Biology versus Feminism, has just loaded on Deezer. And Feminism Big Lie has just loaded on Deezer. And let me give you the name of the feminism messages on the ASKiQ music real quick. I'll come back to here. I never lose my thought process. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. So my mind is very simplified. The feminism, like it's an album, but I don't want to create an album yet. Those songs are called Biology versus Feminism, Feminism Beautiful Lie, Feminism Big Lie, Feminist Womb Kept Count, Modern Feminism Lie, and The Lie Feminism Told.
Feminism sold her a beautiful lie. Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her, be strong. So she became hard like a man, chased titles and money, forgot her own plan. She ran in their race, worked the long, brutal grind while her womb kept the count. And her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but a cold, empty home. The real men she curved when she thought she was hot are now in their prime. And guess what? They forgot. They walk past her now, no respect in their eyes. They're choosing young queens who still glow when they rise. So she looks at these young girls with poison and spite and tells them the same lie that ruined her life. But when the moon rises and her body won't lie, that ache comes so deep even plastic can't satisfy.
Anyway, that's the gist of it. Let's go back to our conversation. My music, the keyword feminism, feminist, you're going to find all those songs there. Now, let's go back here. Mr. Knight UK. Hi, GN. What is your advice to a Gen Z who just got his girlfriend pregnant? Is marriage an option now that the girl's family is pressuring her into getting married? And I myself don't want to get married. Americs will tell you the correct sentence is, I myself don't want to marry. Men don't get married, men marry. You are Gen Z at the age of 28. You have made your bad choices. You have to live with your bad choices. This conversation is not going to end up with me telling you whether to get married or not to get married. It's not my place. You are too late for that information. See, Jui kama tunaelewana. You came to me after you already poured inside and the woman is pregnant. And now what do you want me to tell you? To go back in time and reverse your little dick from getting into a fertile woman's body and putting a baby in there? I don't have those magic powers. I'll tell you one thing. Let's say you are 25. In 15 years, that child will be a teenager. In 13 years, that child will be a teenager. This story, this conversation is not going to touch on marriage whatsoever. It's too late for that. Keep that child. Suffer everything. You are at a vantage point where the parents want to keep the baby, at the very least, in the context of they want her to get married. You are not ready for that. Marriage is just a label they put in a relationship. That is not your woman. You do not have what it takes. I'm saying so many things at once. You're going to get confused. You don't have what it takes to afford a young woman like that. If you are Gen Z, she's also a Gen Z. Chances are, unless there is a bigger story there. But in the simplified form, she's 22, you are 25. She's 23, you are 25. Marriage is out of the equation because that is not your woman at all. I am saying things I have said here to several men. There is a guy in the UK, I saw your name has a UK to it, who got a girl pregnant when they were at KU, Kenyatta University. And then he chanced on an opportunity to go to the UK. Trevor Noah, you can look for that episode and put it here. And his arrangement was they went to write an affidavit. I'm not sure if a lawyer or at court, to transfer the custody of the child to the guy's mother, so that the child can be raised by the paternal grandparents. And the woman agreed at the time. But women have no ability, wait for it, to love children. Women love what children bring to their self-preservation nature. Children are bargaining chips. To women, you can go report me somewhere after I finish what I'm saying. Women don't love children for children's sake. Women love children because they can pick a financial benefit, a status, a social status with the children, as it should. So the arrangement was done and the baby was transferred to the paternal grandparents. The baby is thriving there. So that the guy, in his wisdom, can free this woman to do whatever she wants, because that is not your woman. You, as a Gen Z, you do not have a woman yet. It will be 10 years before you can have a woman. There is no demographic in this world you can go to and get a woman. There is no woman for you. In your 20s as a man, there is no woman for you. You don't have what it takes to afford a woman. That woman comes with so much value, and you have none. So you just poured at somebody else's woman, and more gravely, you stagnated her natural order of both monkey branching and hypergamy. Because she has so much value, she needs to use that value to get the highest value man she can access. And you disrupted that. That is not your woman. Can never be your woman. Not in your 20s. There is no woman for you. Period. And I said this the other day. I need to go back and look for that episode. Naturally, men build themselves to a point where they are of high value. That's how it used to happen before the 21st century. And then they go to the 20s and they get a woman at the highest value and bring her to enjoy his high value status. Now, there's more boys like you who have internalized that the competition is so stiff. You don't see yourself becoming a high value man because of your background of being raised around women and being raised around women and young women specifically who already have value. I'm saying so many things at once. You as a man as a young man, being around women, it is very confusing for you because young women have value. You don't. And because worse than you hanging around young women is you don't hang around men, so you never get to understand that you in your 20s, you don't have value, and more importantly, what you need to do to create value for yourself so that you can afford these women that you hang out with. You are cheating the system. So because you don't have those messages, that you need to disconnect yourself, isolate yourself, and build yourself to a high value status so that you can afford these women. And because you have hated the voice of man, the man that would guide you into building yourself, because you are taught by your single mother to hate the voice of masculinity, to hate the voice of manhood. You reject this message. So that message escapes you that you need to build yourself first. So when you are thrust in the real world and you see how stiff the competition is in the man's world, you don't see yourself ever succeeding in those dynamics as they have been created by nature for men to build themselves, work under each other, listen to each other, submit to each other, work with each other, especially work under other men. Because of the nature of your rebellion, you cannot humble yourself to a point of being molded by other men. That's why young men bring insults to older men. I mean, it's the energy of the mother. There's nothing about them. So let's go back. Because the people you have hanged out with are young women who already have value. You think you have value that like them. Let me show you something real quick. I know I have it. I know I have it. Here we go. The white are young women. The black, the brown is you.
Don't spend your life trying to be someone that you're not. Many times, you will waste your whole life away just to find out you were never a duck. Trying to be someone that you're not.
You hang
Many
around
times,
with women.
you will waste your whole life away just to find out
you think
you were never a duck.
You think you have the skill sets to navigate this life because you hang with young women who came with value at the age of 14. But when push comes to shove and you wade into a body of water, the ducks can float. You as a man, you cannot. So when you are thrust into the real world and you find that the dynamics are not the same for you as they are for the women you have been hanging around with.
Spend your life trying to be someone.
You hang around with women and you think you are the same. And then you come to the real world, the women are thriving because they have been prepared for this life, and you have not. And what do? You project. You project. You start hating men because where are you when I needed that information to disconnect myself from the voice of mama? Because you hang around women and now you think you can have the same value as young women. And then you come to the new one and you're like, what the hell? How are women floating and I'm sinking? Because you never have the information. So what young men have done these days, they cheat the system. When they are thrust in the real life, they come project, they cuss and they insult, they project the energy of their mother, but the reality hits them that they don't have what it takes to climb the social mobility ladder in the same dynamics and rules of engagement that are created for men. And for you to climb to the very top, to have built yourself economically and socially and in status, in power and influence and control, you don't have that. You don't see yourself making that journey. So what do? You go and dadia a woman of the highest value at 22, and you put a baby in her. Because you know, in 10 years, you are not going to be able to afford that woman on fair ground because the competition in the manosphere is too stiff. So you go and impregnate that woman because you have given up on building yourself. Because a man builds himself so that he can have the best, highest value woman to procreate with. You go and cheat the system and you impregnate that woman. You beat the system. Now you are here asking me, what should I do? I don't think a man in his 20s is supposed to marry. You already know that. But you cheated the system because you don't have the energy, you don't have the appetite to build yourself first. That's why we are here. You cheated the system. That is somebody else's woman. That is my woman. That is a 40-year-old woman's, a 40-year-old guy's woman. But you cheated the system because you do not think you can match the journey of self-actualization so that in the future, in 10 years, you can afford that woman fair and square. Now you are depending on the words of the parents of that woman. What are the parents saying? The girl's family is pressuring her into getting married, and I myself don't want to get married. You see, you can quote the parents of the girl, but there is no information coming from your own parents. Chances are you are a product of a single mother. You have no foundation. You have nobody to guide you into manhood, which is why you are here. The parents are right. That girl needs to get married, but not to you. You cannot afford that woman. And you have done the worst. You have disrupted her natural order of both monkey branching and hypergamy. You have taken away her value that she needs to bargain with to access the highest value man possible. You have stagnated her life. The best you can do is to arrange, just like the guy from the UK, to have your mother take care of that child so that you can free that woman to regain and recover her natural order of hypergamy. Story mimi nimemaliza. Lenny Nyaga. If people make business decisions based on emotions and justify with logic, why are advised to suppress our emotions? I have no idea what you just said. There is no emotional decision in business. There is no emotional, I don't know, that's a very cheap question. There is no emotional decision in business. Business decisions are driven by opportunity, chance, and timing, and the potential market share. Where is emotion needed there? The primary premise of a business is answering the question, what problem am I solving? Rephrase your question. Branson, do you offer mentorship? I have no idea what that is. Maybe Trevor Noah knows what that is. I have no idea what mentorship is. All right. Eli Ochieng ongewach maber kabisa. The community, they will live and fight. Okay, I'm lost. Fartun, they say life started 40. You are a Muslim, Allahu Akbar, Kung Fu Pada wearing uniform girl who lives in Kajiado. What do you know about life started 40? You are a woman. Fartun, sit down and make some babies for Sheriff Mustafa Sharif. I connected the two of you. Send me my Gamia as a thank you note. Kimuntu Kieusi, what are the differences between bringing up a boy versus a girl, especially with the modern day challenges? There is nothing like modern day challenges. This is life. Modern day challenges is that we have rejected nature. That's what you are calling challenges. You need to listen to that video. At the very end, I'll tell you the video. At the very end of that video, I answered this question many months ago. That video is called A Woman's Needs Are Directly Proportional to the Value of the Source of Her Provision. Towards the very end, I said, a woman, a young woman, a girl, a daughter, she learns how to treat men by watching how her mother is treating her father. The whole video is about a woman's needs are directly proportional to the value of the source of her provision. And when I said, when the difference between the provision and the quantity of the source of her provision are so great, that woman gets disillusioned. A girl. Let me say that in simple terms. A young girl learns how to meet her needs dependent on the ability of the father to meet those needs. In the outside world, that's why you people say these women are putting standards on strange men that their own father did not meet. Because her needs are directly proportional to the value of the source of her provision. Her father is the primary source of her provision. He creates the expectation and the meeting of those expectations. And the girl is supposed to measure exactly what is the right equilibrium. That's why little girls, they will say, Daddy, when you come home, bring me a bicycle. And now the father has to bargain because he does not have the money for the bicycle tonight. But he bargains with a promise. But she will not forget. So she will hold him on that promise. So the father better get some money at the end of the month and bring that pink bicycle to her. She is creating the delta of the value of her provision. Translation, her standard. If the father can meet the standards, then she creates that is my standard now. The actions of this one man, my father, is going to be the standard of all men out there in my adulthood. When the delta is so great between her demands and the meeting of the demands, because the father is poor, then she internalizes in herself that one man cannot meet her needs. Hence, poor dads raise hoes. If that little girl, her demands to the father are not met, even the fairest one, because a girl has the ability in her to lower the standard all the way to the bare minimum where she knows dad should meet this one. If the father fails to meet that one, then she internalizes in her little self that those needs she has cannot be met by one man. Now that becomes a childhood trauma. When she grows up, because she internalized that one man, the father, who represents all one man's in her life, cannot meet all her needs. She internalizes that it requires more than one man to do that. She becomes a hoe. Poor dads raise hoes. Do whatever you want to do with that information, sanitize it in better words, but the results are the same. That's why in my generation, it was the orphans that became prostitutes. Girls with fathers never became prostitutes. It was the orphans. The way the Kikuyu culture is structured is for the uncles to take care of orphaned children, to protect them from becoming prostitutes, because a woman's needs are directly proportional to the value of the source of her provision. When the father drops dead, that source is taken away. When the father is poor, that value is so diminished. She gets childhood trauma that one man is not able to satisfy her needs. When she grows up, she becomes a hoe. 17 body counts in 6 months. What was the question? What is the difference? What are the differences between bringing up a boy versus a girl, especially with the modern day challenges? Now, that is the part of the girl. Before you marry a girl, you that are obsessed with marriages, go and observe how her mother is treating her father. It will tell you what happened in the situation I just created when she was 6 years old, 7 years old. The utility delta was so diminished. She has internalized in herself that one man cannot satisfy her needs. You are now the representation of one man in her life. The one man before you failed her. What do you think is going to happen? You are a lifetime therapist of her childhood damages, of lack, scarcity, and poverty. They make those skits like it's a joke. A woman in Europe, black woman from Africa, married to a white European. They have children. They are sitting at the dinner table. She brings the food to the table, rice with meat. And she put the man's meat on top, 3 pieces. And then she only put 1 piece on her meat, but she has hidden, she has buried 5 pieces of meat under the rice on her plate. It looks like a joke until you understand childhood trauma of lack, scarcity, and poverty. It looks like ha 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 joke. That woman is still experiencing poverty and scarcity, even in the most prosperous country in Europe. 35, 40 years later, that damage of lack in her childhood is still escaping her. In the skit, the white man who has no experience of poverty or scarcity sees that he has 3 pieces of meat on top of the rice, and the wife just put 1 of her own. He exchanges the plates so that in his head, the woman can have the 3 pieces. And he, in his head, can have the 1 piece. When he starts eating, he discovers that the woman had buried 5 pieces of meat under the rice. Trauma of scarcity and lack and poverty followed that woman to the European country. A woman's needs are directly proportional to the value of the source of her provision. That damage happened a long time ago. Now they want you to think it's a joke. But art apes reality. There are no children in Kitisuru playing with gun toys. Those children are in Congo, DRC. The children in Kitisuru are playing with spaceships and rockets because that's what they are exposed to. The children in Kibera, they are playing with police gas canisters because that's what they are exposed to. So when you see somebody in Europe hiding meat under food so that she can have more meat in her 40s, she is aping the childhood traumas of her life. Now, for the man, if a young woman learns how to be a mother, how to be a wife, how to be a woman in the society by observing how her mother is treating her dad, then for a young man learns the ropes of life by observing how the father carries himself, how he interacts with people, how he obeys authority, how he submits to other men, how he goes to work on time, how he respects time, his own time and other people's times, how he respects responsibilities, how he never comes with an excuse why he did not finish a project when he fails to finish a project, the boy is watching the language. That's why Kikuyu fathers raise Kikuyu boys, full of lies. Because the only thing they hear from the father is, unajua jana singeweza kukuja, mambo ilikuwa gumu sana, nilienda. Hiyo yote ni uongo, but the boy is listening. Deliver the project on time. If you're going to delay, communicate that information. You're not going to make it on time. Don't lie. Don't add a single lie in anything. If you say you're going to do something, do that thing. If you're going to say you're going to be there tomorrow, be there tomorrow. Don't let any excuse negate your promise. A man's word is his bond. Young men learn that. How you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go beat a deadline. How you get to work 10 minutes before time. Being at work on time is being at work before time. On time is not same as in time. In time is late. Show the boy how a man carries himself in a society, where you have to solve problems, your own and other people's problems, how you manage your money, how you manage your time, how you manage your emotions, how you interact with his mother, the authority, the responsibility, the accountability part of it, how you shut down emotional useless conversations from a woman. He is learning that. But if you are the one arguing with the mother and the boy is doing like this, mother, father, mother, father, mother, father, mother, father, it's going to turn out like these doses that thinks that life is about arguments and insults. Maisha ni gumu kidogo. Why are we here? I actually need to go before 2:30. So I have 1 more hour. Let me see. I got some more added information. Tail number. Where are we? All right. What do you mean? This is triple M. What do you mean when you said, and God rested on the 7th day? I never said that. Oh, unlisted videos. This is Washira. Unlisted videos, yes. Members get access to videos only, to some videos only. That's what he's saying. I put most of the videos, like this one, on members only, unless somebody who cannot access these videos through membership because they are unable to use M-Pesa Global to become members. I enlist them, give them the link so that they can watch it because they pay for them. But I need to be going back there and visibility, unlisted, and put them back to like Karl Marx. Karl Marx need to go back to members only. All right, that one is done. The working man needs to go back to members only. Two separate Gen Zs with real problems call in needs to go back to members only. That was a good conversation, actually. There we go. Those are enough. Thank you for bringing that up. Solve that problem in real time. Where are we? Kimutukeuzi, men mature slower but mature further, while women mature faster but not further. What, this is Duke. Does it mean that life has no end or a beginning? No, it does not. It's only when you catch up with it. Yes, I have a video. Trevor Noah, what is that video of the young man in the UK? The guy in London, there's there on a teaching on a nursing program. And I was telling him about me and my son, we went to the big London Eye. It has 28 cars in it. But it's a loop. It does not stop. You get on car number 26. You go all the way 448 feet up in the air. Is the highest spot. 448 feet in the London Eye. You come to the bottom and your time ends. The thing does not stop. It's an infinite loop. That is how life is. It's your chance. There's no beginning in life. There's no ending in life. That's how life is. There's somebody I just got here. One moment. All right. I have the tail number. The private jets that starts with a QS, they are owned by Warren Buffett. Before they were owned by Warren Buffett, a guy named Jesse Itzler created 519 created a club for people to share private jets. What did he call it? Something Maki, JetNet. I think Warren Buffett called them JetNext. But this Jesse Itzler is the one who actually started that club. You buy hours. There are different levels of cards. You buy a package of hours, a subscription for a whole year to access private jets. And it got so successful, NetJets. It got so successful that Warren Buffett paid a lot of money for it. Now, they all have, the last letter on the tail is QS, NextJet, by Warren Buffett. But the guy who started it is Jesse Itzler. Jet Itzler's wife came up with this women wear. I think it's called Pedix, like the one for Lululemon and the one for the Kardashian woman. She has her own clothing line that made her a billionaire in her own rights, separate from Jesse Itzler. Jesse Itzler has ownership of a basketball team in Atlanta. He is a billionaire in his own right. The first millionaires club that I attended, the Go-Buttons group, Jesse Itzler was the guest speaker there. Very smart guy. He also came up with the coconut water and sold the water to Coca-Cola alongside this jet. Smart people. So arriving at 3:10, 2:45 is enough. All right, I'll be done here by 2:30. All right, where are we? Ian Jet, how do you separate yourself from the employment of money, yet your lifestyle luxury is a manifestation results of the enjoyment of money? I think you are referring to the conversation I had with Kingori. It's for tax purposes. I am in the 0.0001% of Americans in terms of earnings. Our tax burden is 38%. If I made $1 million, the government takes 380,000 out of it on paper. But because the tax code is very favorable to people like me, who make money out of creating jobs and opportunities and businesses and solving other people's problems, my tax burden moves from 38% to the most I've ever paid was 4.4%. For me to do that, I have to separate myself from the money, from the businesses, so that they are running as their own separate entities. Donald Trump alluded to that the other day when they said that he is benefiting from the presidency. He said, yes, because I have created the best environment for businesses to thrive. But I have other people managing my money, not me. Those companies are their own entities. He is the one way back during the first presidential campaigns who came up with a zinger to Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton was saying that he does not pay enough taxes. He said, yes, because I'm smart. I take advantage of the tax code that allows me not to pay enough taxes. Obama, with his socialist ideas, was running with the idea that Warren Buffett's secretary pays more taxes than Warren Buffett. Yes, because Warren Buffett's secretary is on the W-2. Earnings from employment. If her tax burden is, what, 17%? She is going to pay the 17%. She is going to pay 17%. If she make 100,000, she doesn't. The government is going to take 17,000 out of the 100,000. But she probably make 60,000 at best. But she is employed. So she's actually paying the 17%. Warren Buffett, most of his money are capital gains. They are deferred gains, unrealized gains. I have more money on NVIDIA to last me 3 lifetimes. I don't pay a single tax on it because they are not realized gains. The secretary is going to pay 17%. I'm not going to pay 0. That's how that system works. I hope it works better for people in Kenya who actually create jobs and opportunities, like the Jimmy Wanjigis and the Chadarias and the Kogoro guys and the Karauri guy. They need to create rules and laws to benefit themselves, so that the poor stop pouring with the expectation that their children are going to be raised by the taxes of the Karauris. That was my point in the context of the Kingori conversation. Duke of Kiev, this is the first casualty in the modern marriages. Oh, brother. What do you think? Why do you think those married men are so quiet? Disillusioned. They want to say something, but they have to sieve it in their tongue. How is it going to be perceived by the warden prison, the prison warden at home? Because peace was taken away. They are no longer their own people. I would kill myself because before I become one of those. I would Allahu Akbar kaboom myself before I allow anybody to take away peace and freedom from me. Quote me on that. Do you offer one-on-one consultation? I don't know what that means. But if you call me and you tell me your problem and you say you don't want that conversation to be public, then it can be private. It has for many people. If that's the answer, the question you're asking, yes, the answer is yes. My number is everywhere. If you are new to me, my number is +1738. It's not. It's +1. Let me write it down here for you. +1 512 738 6400. If you call me, I will block you. That number is for messages. You don't know me enough to be calling me on the phone. We are not in the same time zone for you to be calling me at 7 p.m. in Kenya when it's past midnight in America. I will block you. Even if you're calling me to tell me that you have discovered the cure for cancer, I will miss that opportunity to know that you discovered the cure of cancer. Stop calling strangers. You don't know people enough to be calling them on the phone. Text them, they will respond at their convenience. You don't know them enough to be calling them on the phone, and you are not in the same time zone with them. Respect their privacy. You don't know what they are doing at that time. You do not get called at 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. when you're calling that other person. Why do you expect them to answer that phone call? Why am I being so harsh at this moment? Because a lot of people have called me at 1 a.m. and they have nothing to say. They have nothing to say. When I follow up the following morning, there is nothing important they were saying. I'm not the one who solved their emergencies. So why are they calling me at 1 a.m.? I never call anybody at their 1 a.m. Why do you? What's happening here? Yes. One moment. Trevor Noah, episode 34. I need to go back to labeling episodes. Episode 34. Help! I am new in Britain and entangled with a Kenyan single mother, same age as me. Go watch that episode. Episode 34. Very nice young guy. Clear-eyed, bright-eyed, full of expectations and opportunities and hope. And then entangle himself with a Kenyan woman the same age as him, who has a child back home. What do you think is going to happen there? %17% in Dogo, yes, but it's 50K. I mean, what percentage do Americans pay when they are making 50K? I thought it was 17%. Me, when I was making a paycheck, I never filed for tax returns. Here is something somebody is going to think there is a vulnerability there. I never filed for tax returns because the entire time I was working illegally without a social security number. Run with that one. I never filed for tax returns. I don't have a single tax return from employment. Zero. The moment I got papers, I started my own business. So I may be confused how much people pay in taxes from W2s. Are they called W2 or W4? But it's less than 20%. Stan Wainaina, Mr. NGA, how often should I see my 6-year-old son in a co-parenting relationship? I was seeing him on school holidays, but I think that is too much time. Too much time with your own child, a boy at the age of 6. They need you the most. They need to see your energy. They need to see your frame. They need to see your guidance. They need to see how you speak as a man. Spend as much time as possible. And that's a very loaded question because there's so much you are not saying. So that's all I'm going to give to it. Nice Cartier watch. Thank you. This one is discontinued. They don't make them this big anymore. They make them smaller. It's called what? It has like a Spanish name to it. What is it called? Santino. Is it Santino? Why am I not seeing this thing? Yes, Santino 100. But they don't make them this big anymore. This one was discontinued in 17. They make them a little bit tinier. The ones I was talking about on that show, Staring in Manhattan, they are a little smaller than this. This is a big 100. Santos, not Santino. Santos 100. They don't make them this big, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite watches. Beautiful. Beautiful thing. Thank you. Santos 100. They are very, very affordable. They are not in the same grade with the APs and Rolex. It's a very decent watch. Where are we? Chiapo Ali. Hey, Mzee Ali. Logged in for the first time. Never marry in your 20s. Unless you are ready to grow together, sacrifice and choose commitment over butterflies. Marriage isn't a wedding. It's a lifetime commitment. Nobody would know that better than Mr. Ali. Ali got married at 23 to a 22-year-old woman. Their firstborn is what? 33 years old. Let me see if the math is right. 23 plus 33 is 56. I think Ali is 58. So their firstborn, the boy, is 35. 34. 34 plus 23 is 57. Yes. But less than 2 years ago, Ali was looking for a younger woman. I think he already has. I don't know. I don't know the story because Ali lies like a woman also. So you cannot take anything he says to be true. Ali lies and he chases crowds with the stories of Jamba. But good to see you, Dr. Ali. That is my welcome to you, Ali. All right, where are we? Muteru Jr., always good to be here. Asante sana. Something else you said. I forgot. I skipped it. Put the likes up. Stop being petty. Tell them in a good voice. Mimi nikiwaambia na voice yangu wanakachirika. What is your take on universities? I wouldn't know, bro. I wouldn't know. Stop gaslighting me. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I would not know. What I know is this world is looking for skills. 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 They took away Kenya Polytechnic, which was an institution that was teaching kids skills, and they made it Polytechnic University. Skills. I was talking to Professor Ogato of Canada. Smartest whip ever. He went to Kenyatta University to do engineering. The system did not have the facilities for him to take advantage of to become what he wanted to become. So he went to Canada. I'm looking for, show you who Ogato is. Ogato Jr., Ogato J, not Junior. Where is he? Where is Ogato J? I have him here. What is happening? What is Kiradhi Nambere here? Ogato J. Ogato J. Ogato J. Ogato J. What happened to Ogato J? Oh, I can do it in the search. I'm very new to Spotify. I used to be. This is Ogato J.
This one for Ogato J, the engineer building better futures with science. MedTech visionary. Let's go. Science flow, system strong. Ogato J leading on. Bioengineering wave regenerative dawn. From labs to precision tech, innovation in the game. Building futures with vision, we rise and claim the name. Ogato J, science flow, Kenyan brain on global stage. MedTech pioneer blazing trails, turn the page. Science flow, Ogato J. Ogato J. Build it strong. Professor Ogato, biomedical engineering supreme. Regenerative medicine, turning concepts into dream. Mechatronics roots from Kenya, advancing through the years. Your PhD journey, McMaster frontiers. Hospital biomedical unit, startups driving change. 3D surgical modeling with mimics in the range. Patient-specific solutions, prosthetics that transform. Assistant medical teams with precision uniform. Couch Connect podcast, wisdom in every episode. Historical insights and sparks, real talk overload. Teacher, researcher, techpreneur with clear vision. Commercializing innovations for a stronger mission. Oh, science flow, system strong. Ogato J leading on. Biowave, tech so strong. Innovation song. Ogato J, your tech lights the path ahead. Rising through knowledge, voices widespread. Complex systems need redesign when faults appear. Ogato maps the blueprint, keeps the future clear. Regenerative power, rebuild and reinforce. Dedication in the lab, excellence is the course. For the STEM seekers and innovators in the grind. Engineer your pathway, expand the mind. From Kenyan foundations to international halls. Blending technical skill with global protocol calls. Christian scientist approach, educator through and through. Honoring the work that's pushing breakthroughs. Innovation flowing, pride worldwide. Your science fuels progress, unstoppable tide. Feel the pulse of creation in the design. Science meets purpose, elevating the line. Ogato J, your tech lights the path ahead. Rising through knowledge, voices widespread. Oh, science flow, system strong. Ogato J leading on. Biowave, tech so strong. Innovation song. Chanting loud across borders. And the beat, Ogato J, victory complete. Science flow, Ogato J, build the future. Joe, Ogato J, Joe, Ogato J, MedTech innovator, Ogato J, regenerative engineer, professor, podcast host. Keep pushing the frontiers.
That was just introduction of the things he does. Simple. The whole, 3 minutes was introduction of what his degree is. He went to Kenyatta University and he looked around. He was like, there are no facilities here for me. So I don't know how to answer the question of what is the benefits of university, because it depends on the university you are in. That is my point. All right, that was Ali. I have observed, what is this now? This is David Chris. I have observed genuine people from World Cup countries buy tickets and travel to support their countries to succeed. My question is, why do our Black people fight their own bringing even a bit of it. I mean, we are who we are. But we are struggling with accepting that that's who we are. So we don't have any appetite to change. I don't want to say anything else about that. When do you know? This is Jimmy the Humble. When do you know it's time to quit your job because you have saved enough capital or because your next move is clear? I mean, you just answered your question. You know when to quit your job when your next move is clear. Is that not simple? Money has nothing to do with it. Your next move is clear. What makes it clear? If it is clear, it's clear. Then there should be no conversation. But there is a very good Kikuyu saying that says, do not forsake 4, chasing for 8. Secure the 4 first. Make sure the 8 is yours in the bag before you get out of this. Women are very good with that, especially with relationships. A different answer to the wrong question. The women never leave a relationship without knowing where they are going to the next relationship. When a woman and a man break up, a man stays single. A woman goes to the next relationship. Because women have a compass in their head called monkey branching and hypergamy. Monkey branching. A monkey does not let go of this branch until it has secured this other branch. Monkey branching. Women are very good at that. They are entitled to it because they carry the value. Don't argue with it. Don't argue with it. Recognize it for what it is. When a woman is leaving a relationship, she knows where the next one is. When a man is being character developed, he has no idea where the next relationship is. That's why oftentimes, when a man and a woman break up, the woman moves on to the next relationship, the guy goes to the gym to build himself. So you don't leave a job unless you are very sure of where you're going. I left Tuskys the day after I got my visa. The day after I got my visa on a Tuesday, I went to work on Wednesday, halfway, and I was done. I knew that I need to go to the next level. I left employment after I had already tried and saw there is potential for success in logistics and transportation. So I said, I'm going to dedicate this one full time. Because what I did is, and I confused you there earlier, where I said when I got paper, I never worked. I worked for 18 months in a distribution center that looks like Amazon distribution center, but for Walmart, not the store, distribution center, 18 months. And I'm giving it seriously now because you mentioned the money. 18 months, I went there and I participated in the 401k, contributing an amount of your gross earnings towards the future retirement. I have no need or use for retirement. I needed that money secured somewhere so that I can start a business in the future. So this is how I did it. I went there and I asked them, what is the matching contribution by Walmart? If you put 10% of your gross earning, Walmart adds an extra 10%, and now the 20% is put in a mutual fund to grow. Mine was put on Merrill Lynch. Merrill Lynch was a separate investment bank before 2017 global meltdown when Obama was president. It was one of those banks that were too big to fail. Merrill Lynch and Wachovia. Merrill Lynch was bought by Bank of America. Wachovia was bought by Wells Fargo. I had accounts at Wachovia and Merrill Lynch when they were separate investment companies. Now, Walmart said, we are going to match up to 10% of your gross earnings. I said, okay, put me down for 20%. So now I'm contributing 20% of my paycheck twice a month. And Walmart is giving me 10% of my gross income twice a month. So I'm saving 60% every month. That money is invested in Merrill Lynch investment company. It grows pre-tax at a very big scale. I have an account also with BlackRock, different dynamics. The ones that poor people demonize, that they are the Illuminatis that lead, that control the world. BlackRock and Vanguard. I have a Vanguard account. I think it's a 529 for future school fees. Both of them control close to $2 trillion, maybe more. Vanguard and BlackRock. That money, whether it's in Vanguard or BlackRock or in Wachovia or in Merrill Lynch, it's growing at a very favorable rate of some policy designed by Kenya Revenue, not Kenya Revenue Authority. Yes, the Kenya Revenue, not Kenya Revenue Authority, sorry. IRS, the tax code for pre-tax. So that money accumulated so fast in the course of 18 months. And when I had tested business, I would work on myself on my days off. I was sure now, to where you are, now I'm giving you a question of seriousness. I was sure that I have enough money to quit and start my own business. So what I did, I went to Merrill Lynch and I said, I want to withdraw this amount of money from my Merrill Lynch account. And they said, do you know that if you withdraw this money prematurely, because this money is supposed to be for retirement, it's a 401k, you're going to get penalized 25%. I said, yes, I know. So I pulled the money out, started a business. The tax time came, and I claimed that money as a tax expense, the 25% that they withheld. I claimed it as a tax, as an expense to the business, not my money, not me, to the business. So when I was penalized for taking that money prematurely, when I claimed it as a tax expense, that money was returned to me. So you will know when you are ready. I wish you well. I've done well with wishing myself well. Good luck with you. When do you know it's time to quit your job? Because you have saved enough capital, or because your next move is clear? Both of those things need to combine together. For me, it was very clear. And I got very lucky. I was telling the professor, sometimes it sounds very suspicious how lucky I've been in life. There was just that small window of opportunity. The city of Austin was demanding background checks on drivers. And Lyft and Uber said they are not going to participate in it. They left town. I plugged myself into that vacuum that was left. The rest is history. History. Oname 254, one me 254. What is the future of indigenous fruits and crops farming in Kenya, considering today's seedless fruits and GMO? Europe has a bank of indigenous seeds of every plant that has ever existed in this world, somewhere in those cold countries, one of those Scandinavian countries. It has billions upon billions of frozen seeds of every plant that has ever existed in this world. Africa needs to get its act together and create those. When I was growing up, we used to have finger millet, sorghum, and the regular millet. And then we used to have dhu, dego, and jugu. Jugu is a very complicated plant because it grows like a tree and it takes forever. These jugu zenye tunakula hapa, they take forever to grow up. When I was growing up, when I was a little kid, we moved to the new farm where we are right now. And it was already, there were already jugu there, and millet and sorghum and finger millets. All those things have now disappeared. There was a purple banana. We used to call it togo. It had seeds in it. A purple banana. When I was a little boy, all those things have disappeared. We need to go back to a place where we preserve our indigenous seeds in a bank similar to the one in the northern countries. Somebody look it up. I know for sure there is a bank like that. We need to have our own African indigenous seeds bank preserve. But if we cannot even fix potholes, do you think that is a reality? Tuned in from Oregon, this is Henry Mwangi. Henry Mwangi, did we not have a nice conversation with you when you were new in America, disoriented about how life is going to turn out for you? Are you the same guy? Henry Mwangi, your father had come here before you, and then you came here with your sister and your mother, and then your father left back for Kenya. Are you not the same person? Tuned in from Oregon, I got my pen and paper in hand to get to Let's Go Always a Great Time. I think that is you, maybe. Henry Mwangi. John Y. Johi. I am a graduate of economics. I'm really passionate for doing business and being an entrepreneur. The mindset is there, but fear to start. Kaidri advice. Already you know there is fear. Just overcome the fear. Oh, that was not you, Henry Mwangi. That was a different young guy. It's called, Ornament knows it, it's called Svalbard Global Seed Vote. Billions upon billions of indigenous seeds are preserved in a cold country somewhere, I can't remember where. Africa needs that for themselves. But it's much sweeter and more enticing to package ourselves as victims of their bringing GMOs, Bill Gates, and GMOs, and all this, instead of doing anything about it. Ian Onsas. Also optimism and passion while investing says something about it. Yes. Washira, yes, the Prado is under the company as an LLC. I was taught this by a guy called Darsham Chadaria, the grandson and the current boss. I think he's talking about separating yourself from companies and stuff by putting them under LLC. Yeah, look up that global seed vote. It's in Norway. There you go. Thank you. I had not seen the rest sentence. Yes, it's in Norway. What time is it? 2:19. I'm about to go. Anything else? 2 days ago, I was here. There's so many people here. This is a very good moment for you, if you are new here, to subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, then subscribe to the channel. I'll give you the moment to do that. You're not going to miss anything, because I'm going to play one of the songs that I created this week. The last time I was here is what I was going to say. I played the song of if I am a pick me, then you are a skip me. I had not registered that song. I had not figured out what I wanted to do with that song. But when I was doing that evening, the day before yesterday, I created a separate song that speaks to a different kind of a woman who, instead of having grown up with his mother, grew up with her mother, grew up with her grandmother. The person in my head at the time is Mariam Wairimo, the one on X. So I created a breakaway song designed for a married woman who made the right decisions and attached herself with a man because she listened to the counsel of her grandmother who raised her. And that song, if I can know how to work Spotify. I am an Apple Music kind of a guy until recently. So that new song that I created is separate from the original one. So the original one was Lucky Woman, Pick Me or Skip Me. The new one I created was I Am a Lucky Woman. This is a shout out to the grandmother that raised that woman.
They call me Pick Me. I call myself a lucky woman. They call me Pick Me, like it's something to fear. They laugh at marriage, I laugh at trends. They call me Pick Me, try to make it sting, like wanting real love was a shameful thing. But I learned early what my grandma said. You can't force a heart that walks away. So if I'm a pick me, then you're a skip me. They call me Pick Me, like it's some disease, cause I still believe a good man brings me peace. They laugh at commitment, they chase the next thrill. I'm looking for forever, not temporary feels. If I'm a pick me, then you're a skip me. If I'm chasing attention, you're avoiding accountability. If I'm doing too much, you're doing too little. If I'm trying to be chosen, you're giving him every reason not to choose you. I don't have to compete, I don't have to pretend. The woman I prayed a good man would find. I know what I carry, I know what I bring. Peace looks beautiful when it's built on commitment. I don't compete, I prepare. I don't perform, I become a lucky woman. I'm a lucky woman. I can smile away. What's meant for me will never come too late. He opened the door, I walked in with grace. He saw my heart before he saw my face. He chooses who enters his world. I choose the love I give in return. Two grown hearts choosing one another. Yeah. If I'm the option, you're the one to label. If I'm auditioning, you got cut before the table. If I'm looking for a chance, you're getting passed over. Funny how confidence gets mistaken for being desperate. I don't chase men who are running away. Kings don't run away from their queens. Love shouldn't have to beg someone to stay. When the right man knows exactly what he's found, a woman doesn't have to scream above the crowd. Lucky woman, never loud, never thirsty, never bitter, just ready. Lucky woman, never loud, never thirsty, never bitter, just ready. Grandma say, baby, don't fear rejection. Wrong roses still lead to protection. The wrong man will block the right blessing. So every goodbye made room for hello. Every closed door protecting my peace. Every lesson prepared me for this. I'm a lucky woman, eyes wide open now. He holds the keys and that good man's the prize. Not begging for attention, I bring value, staying proud. When a real man chooses me, that's heaven in the clouds. Lucky woman, yeah, I understand the dance. He's the gatekeeper, but he's also the chance. I honor his worth, no more thirsty romance. Real love only happens when we both advance. I didn't chase the spotlight, I invested in my soul. Peace became my currency, purpose made me whole. I prayed for a man of honor, discipline, and grace. Then I became the woman worthy of embracing that place. If I'm the trailer, you're the buffer and screen. If I'm the appetizer, you're the unpaid bill in between. If I'm getting picked, you're getting skipped. That's not bitterness, that's just life. You can collect attention, I'll collect the peace. You can chase the moment, I'll build legacy. I'm a lucky woman, standing on my own. Never built my worth around a borrowed throne. A good man is the prize. I've never been confused, so I built myself into the woman worthy of being chosen by him. Not because I'm less, not because I hide, but because lasting love walks with honor on both sides. He protects the future, nurture the vision. He leads with purpose, I multiply the mission. He is the prize I prayed for, I am the blessing I prepared to become. Together we don't compete, together we become one. While you're hiding your body count, I'll be counting anniversaries. While you're chasing attention, I'll be building tradition. One good man, one good woman, one lifetime. That's my definition. He found a woman worth protecting. I found a man worth respecting. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's not settling, that's strategy. That's not pick me, that's a lucky woman. If I'm a pick me, can you skip me? You can laugh, you can judge, you can misunderstand. Call me whatever you like, just don't call me unlucky. Lucky me. Nina put the prize young. No more pick me, just peace and truth. Gatekeeper chose me, now we built the roof. Real love in the silence, that's the proof. Lucky woman, yeah. Lucky woman.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Asanteni sana sana sana. Thank you so much. I need to go run someplace and make that connection. There's another beautiful song. Y'all need to listen to this one. This is my daughter. Right there. Right there. Happiness is my choice. Go listen to that one. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subscribes. And the people who keep this thing going, the members. Santeni sana, 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 sana. Thank you for the M-Pesas. I will not eat that money. I'll save it for a good cause. When that time comes, I will let you know. Muigwidhania, putting cash from RRSA is a brilliant idea. It is 401k. I don't know what RRSA is. Are you in America? 401k. They will penalize you 25%, but if you put it in business, then you claim that penalty back. Big JMK, still rooting for Kipofu wa Mapenzi all day, every day. Now that Mongai If story is trading again. I offered Mongai If 25,000 Kenya shillings to sit down with me. She refused because she knew she cannot survive the heat of the fire I bring of truth and honesty. Charles Kamau. Hello, Mr. IQ. Big up man, been following up your content for 1 year now, just turned 22 and very much inspired. 22, bro, with this information. 22 with this information. I wish I had this information at your age, bro. I wish I had this information at your age. Put some content. You are too young not to have any content on your channel. Your channel is empty, Mr. Charles Kamau. Turn on that camera and put some content and put it here. Use it as your life album. It costs nothing. Use YouTube as your album, as your storage backup. Create good content. Turn on the camera, say the most stupid things for a 22-year-old. Put it here. 10 years from now, you're going to go back and look into it, and you're going to see the complete metamorphosis of you becoming a man on camera. See, ni mimi nakushow. Do that. Trevor Noah, what do we need to do extra as young people? Market yourself, package yourself properly. Trevor Noah, you're 20 years old, barely 20 years old. You are in the 1 percentile of people of your demographic, 18 to 24. You are way ahead of the curve. You need to take advantage of that vantage point by start creating products to solve the problems of your demographic. You are dealing with the people my age. You are dealing with the millennials. Those are the people who are giving you opportunities. You are going to grow so much and for so long, the problems of the Gen Zs are going to be yours to solve. Identify those needs and start getting ready for 5, 10, 15 years from now. Because the people your age are going to have very unique problems than any other generation that we know in modern history. Position yourself to solve those problems on their behalf. My age and the millennials, they are always going to support you because we know how to reward character. We know how to reward skills. We know how to reward kujituma. People your age are jealous of what you're doing because of their incapability of matching that energy for themselves. You know that. You know that the problems that you make so easy for you to solve, the problems you make so easy for you to solve on behalf of millennials and Xers like me, those people, the Dwanzis, have no ability to do that. You know that. Create problem, create solution, create products that you will potentially position to solve those problems for them. Look at the problems you are solving for millennials. Look at the problems you are solving for Xers. Guesstimate what those problems are going to be for Gen Zs 5 years from now. Set up a program, set up a solution, wait for the problem to attach and to catch up with age. That is my advice to you. PK Mugambi. Oh, let's go back to Trevor Noah. Oh, Mugwidhania is Mr. Canada. You changed your name. You had some radio name to you. John, the one who used to be the Queen's Guard in the UK. How is it going, Mr. Mugwidhania? Keep this name. I'll remember this name. It's a good name. You rebranded. There you go. Timothy Macheche is a member. He's asking, how do you identify fakeness in people? Majority of people are fake. Start there. This, what I'm doing right now for 2 hours. Go listen to somebody else doing the same thing I'm doing for 2 hours. And observe how much fakeness they have inserted in those conversations. Anything, just pick anything. Pick any podcast that is 2 hours long. And go objectively observe how limited freedom they have to speak freely. It's a phenomenon. I listen to people, millennials, they cannot speak freely. Who is these people that own your life, that you are so much worried about that they're going to take it away? When are you going to be free? Go listen to those. I don't want to mention anything. There is one I'm listening right now. I'll probably listen it right now to the private airport. Continue listening to it. But the fakeness in there is a Gen Z and a millennial. The fakeness. These people have to figure out how to say the things the right way because there's so much compromise in their life of the people. My time has come. Of the people they have interacted with. They have never experienced freedom. Freedom is so expensive, they cannot afford it. So they come up with fakeness. 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 Every time they open their mouth, they have to catch themselves. Listen to, this is not the person I was talking about, but listen to Mwakidao when he's talking to people. He is so compromised in whatever journey of life he has taken, in whatever kind of a life he lives currently. He has to double check what he is saying. You can hear him catching words and putting them back in the mouth because that will not come out right if mama hears it, if the corporate world hears it, if this other person hears it. You can hear him catching himself over and over and over. And he's a seasoned guy who has spent a lot of time in front of the microphone. And yet, he has not made enough money to afford freedom. That's how we identify fake people. Am I saying Mwakidao is a fake person? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. I don't want doubt to go in there. He has this place that he has to defend all the time because there are people in his life that he has to please. The paradox of life is those people don't consider him when they are living their life. He is the one now he is stuck in the fakeness of life. You can hear him catching words back and putting them back in the mouth when he's been asked a very straightforward question. No, he cannot answer that question. There's so many people that have compromised his life. He cannot answer that question. I would pew myself before I get to that point. Big JMK, I have an answer for Trevor. The fact that you are asking what to do more means that you are already doing something, especially now that we know Trevor Noah for what he is. Keep on track, see the magic. Thank you very much. Minor 5500, here ASKiQ, continue doing the Lord's work to tonye dogera. Tutonye dogera fio. I picked something from you a while back. It's too expensive to raise a boy poorly, e.g. an entitled kid. Yes, that conversation I had it with Kikoni. Dangerous for something you did not finish. I did not catch you a Kikuyu there, and I'm the ancient Kikuyu. Tutonye dogera fio. That one I did not catch. Trevor Noah is asking, let this live be available for everyone so that I can download it and clip it, please. But Trevor Noah, you are a member. You are a member of this channel. This live is going straight. Why am I this thing stuck? What did I just do? The wrong way. Sorry. This live is going straight to membership. Why are you worried about it? You are a member. I have no idea what I just did. I messed up something. All right, I'm back. You are a member, Trevor Noah. This thing is going to membership. Why are you worried about it? I really need to go. So don't worry about it. Don't fight other people's battles. You already subscribe. You are already a member of this channel. Those are the benefits that come with it. All right, guys, I have to go. Thank you so much. See you on the next run. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those subscribers, for the new members, and thank you for the follows, and especially the members of this thingy. The least you can do is to subscribe to this channel. It would explain why you are here.